Hello and welcome back to manvfilm. It's time for another top 10 of movies that you can watch right now for April 2021. So let's just dive straight into it. Number 10, The Grey. After suffering a violent plane crash, a group of oil drillers is stranded in the most remote wilderness of Alaska, far from any chance of being rescued. Exposed to the icy cold and extreme living conditions, the few survivors, led by Ottawa, an experienced hunter, will endure the tireless persecution of a pack of huge wolves. I love Joe Carnahan's The Grey. I think the whole look of it is wonderful. You've got Liam Neeson as a man who's on the edge, who's just struggling to cope with day-to-day life, put in this life or death situation. He can roll over and die if he wants, but he rallies himself together and the survivors as they try to survive being stalked by these giant wolves. It's really impactful. It's one of those ones that gets under your skin. It starts off kind of slow and sullen and slowly creeps into this atmosphere of dread and despair. I think The Grey is a fantastic movie and one of Liam Neeson's better later performances. Number 9, ARGO. Acting under the cover of a Hollywood producer scouting a location for a science fiction film, a CIA agent launches a dangerous operation to rescue 6 Americans in Tehran during the US hostage crisis in Iran in 1979. Most amazing thing about this is it's a true story and it's crazy and it has this dramatic core to the movie, but what really works about it is the inclusion of all these characters that are kind of funny and quirky, that elevate the movie, that give it a little bit of levity. You get those tense sequences, but you get to have a little laugh and a little moment to just break away from the tense drama that Ben Affleck as the director puts on the screen. It's wonderfully acted with an absolute fantastic cast of characters, and like I said, it's pretty funny too, considering its serious subject matter. Number 8, Under Siege. The legendary US battleship, the USS Missouri, is going to be decommissioned. But the worst has happened. Terrorists have taken over the ship and are planning to sell the nuclear arsenal aboard. Now only one man stands in the way, ex-Navy SEAL turned cook, Casey Ryback. It's Die Hard on a boat. It was one of the first kind of Die Hard rip-offs, but it is really fun. Steven Seagal gives one of his better performances in this rather better than average action movie. You get Tommy Lee Jones as the bad guy that really livens things up. You get Erika Eleniak in the movie as the kind of damsel in distress who's going to work with our hero, and we get to see wonderful hand-to-hand fight sequences as well as some great action set pieces as Casey tries to John McClane the situation. If you like Die Hard and you haven't seen it Under Siege, expect a kind of copycat, but a fun one. Number 7, 30 Days of Night. This is a story of an isolated Alaskan town that is plunged into darkness for a month each year. And when sun sinks below the horizon, as the last rays of light fade, the town is attacked by a bloodthirsty gang of vampires, hell-bent on an uninterrupted orgy of destruction. Only the small town's husband and wife sheriff team stand between the survivors and certain destruction. What a wonderful idea for a movie. A town that's plunged into 30 days of night and vampires come looking for an all-you-can-eat buffet. They're just going to destroy the town, eat everybody and say it's some kind of disaster and disappear. It's a great idea for a story and it's wonderfully executed. It has this amazing sequence at the start, a kind of top-down view as the vampires roll into town and just instantly start to devour everyone. It's a terrific shot and amongst this really fun genre movie that not a lot of people talk about, but it is really engaging, really fun, has the scares and some wonderful performances. Danny Huston as the bad guy is excellent. Josh Hartnett as the good guy is also wonderful as well. Number 6, Two Heads Creek. After the death of their adoptive mother, a shy butcher and his drama queen twin sister leave the UK and adventure to Australia in search of their biological mother. But the local townsfolk of Two Heads Creek are hiding a dark secret. The pair must reconcile their differences and fight for their lives. Two Heads Creek is a movie for gore fans. If you love kind of blood and over the top kind of things like that, you're going to like it. But you need to work to get there. This movie is about 80 minutes and you need to work for those 55 minutes before you get to the complete and utter final third that is just chaotic like I've never seen before. Absolutely crazy, which is weird because I kind of liked the characters. I was ticking along enjoying the movie, but when that carnage hits in the final third and people start to be eviscerated in such wonderfully creative manners, I really sat up and paid attention. It's good if you like that kind of thing. Number 5, AQUAMAN. Arthur Curry has always been different. His mother was a Queen of Atlantean descendant, while his father was a simple human lighthouse keeper. They met after she fled to land running for her forced fiancé. A few years later, Arthur is a toddler when his mother is forcefully and reluctantly taken back to Atlantis, where she was believed to be executed. Fast forward and Arthur is now an adult. After learning the truth about his destiny, he sets out to find a king's lost trident and stop an entire war before it even starts. I really like AQUAMAN. I think it's one of the fun DC movies. It's bright and colourful. It's got a wonderful director in the form of James Wan, who really knows how to show off the talents of this one. And it feels like a globe-trotting adventure movie. They're all over the place and the different locales add a lot to the movie. I think Jason Momoa gives his best performance. He is AQUAMAN in the film. The action set pieces are breathtaking and second to none, and it's one of my favourite DC movies because of all that. Number 4, Edge of Tomorrow. An alien race has hit the Earth in an unrelenting assault, undefeatable by any military unit in the world. Major William Cage is an officer who's never seen a day of combat when he's unceremoniously dropped into what amounts to a suicide mission. Killed within minutes, Cage is now finding himself inexplicably thrown into a time loop, forcing him to live out the same brutal day over and over again, fighting and dying again and again. Doug Liman's movie has really grown in stature over the years. Edge of Tomorrow has become a wonderful action movie. Tom Cruise is great, Emily Blunt is amazing and steals every scene that she's in, and just the idea of this terrifying situation being forced to be relived over and over again as we see the toll on Cruise's character as he learns to become the warrior he needs to be to win the war. It's just a fantastic tale, really well executed, kind of funny, really impactful with its action set pieces, and Blunt and Cruise together make a wonderful team. Number 3, Collateral. Max is a night shift cab driver in Los Angeles. He's planning a limo company called Island Limos, but has been a cab driver for 12 years. One night he picks up a passenger named Vincent who seems like another ordinary passenger, but when he drops Vincent off at his location and awaits for him as asked, a body falls onto his cab and it becomes clear that Vincent is actually a hitman, and he's got 4 more stops to make. Michael Mann directs this movie. You get Jamie Foxx as the cab driver, you get Tom Cruise as the assassin passenger, and it's just a wonderful play of these two characters, one in a situation that he can't handle and one an extremely deadly character who's in full control of everything, and you kind of watch these two try to deal with each other, try to measure up the situation. Cruise is wonderful in a rare bad guy role, and this is a delightfully amazing movie. Highly recommended, this one. Number 2, Coming to America. The African monarch Akeem learns that he's a long-lost son in the US and must return to America to meet this unexpected heir and to build a relationship with his son in order to stop a catastrophe in his own country. Coming to America is an Amazon Prime original. It's very much like the first movie. If you like that first movie, you're going to find a lot here to enjoy. It's pretty much a kind of carbon copy, hitting all the beats and bringing back all the characters from the first one that we loved and kind of we're enjoying seeing back again. It's not laugh out loud funny. It doesn't offer much in the form of originality to make me say that this is a great sequel, well worth going back and checking out, but it's enjoyable. It's a kind of time killer, one of those movies you can throw on, have a few laughs, enjoy seeing Eddie Murphy back where he should be, doing these great performances, these multiple performances in these fun movies. and just enjoy yourself. Might not be one you go back to, not as good as original Coming to America, but a decent effort. Number 1, Southern Comfort. A squad of National Guards on an isolated weekend exercise in the Louisiana swamp must fight for their lives when they anger local Cajuns by stealing their canoes. Without live ammunition and in a strange country, their experience begins to mirror the Vietnam War. Walter Hall's wonderful Louisiana bayou tense thriller is terrific. It's filled with a fantastic cast of character actors who all do wonderful work here. It puts these people who aren't really taking things seriously, who are just out for a bit of a laugh, who are just carrying on and take things too far, pushed on by macho elements as they kind of gather together, put them in a situation where things seem dire, where it is life or death. People, their actions have caused the death of their friends. And it's a really interesting looking movie. It's got a wonderful score, great performances, but nothing will prepare you for the final 15 minutes, which takes everything to a whole new level of tense anxiousness. That 15 minutes of the movie never fails to just grab hold of me and not let go. It's wonderfully directed and set up, and just it's worth watching the entire movie just to get to the amazing finale. The rest of the movie is great as well, but wow, I hope you enjoy that. So there we have it, 10 movies that I hope you have something there that sparks a little bit of interest, something you're curious to check out. I'd love to know your thoughts on this top 10 list. Let me know in the comment box below. I'll see you next time in Man v Film.